All right, guys, welcome back to the Wemaxit YouTube platform. I'm your host, JD, and we have our brother over there, Mr. Filippo.
You
We are
mean
here to talk
you
about.
you pointed the
We
wrong
have
way.
our brother somewhere. He is somewhere on the screen. All right, Filippo, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I was just upset that you pointed at the other side. They're gonna think I'm in the same house as you or something. I'm not. I'm not at the same house as you, JD.
We are not people. We are not. I can tell you that. Okay, you can see the backgrounds. He has a lot of things in the background, and I have a lot of things in the background. But they are actually games
I'm
like
on the other side.
PlayStation 5.
I'm on
All
the
right.
other side of the Atlantic. We're kind of far away, but let's talk about the game.
All right. So Jamaica lost 1-0 to United States in Jamaica. First thing, United States have not won much games away. So how shocked what were you as to the result on the day?
I wasn't too shocked because we talked about this on the preview, right? I knew
Yes.
if the US, I think I said this on the preview that we did, if the US were to win, I said it was going to be tough, it was going to be scrappy. Jamaica was not going to make it easy. I think even my prediction was 2-1. It was something like that.
Yes,
Or
yes,
yeah,
the odd
2-1.
goal, yeah.
And and honestly, Jamaica had chances to score. The U.S. had chances to score. Jamaica wasted a penalty kick. The U.S. had a good chance with Anthony Robinson, all that. But I think overall, it was one of those games that if Jamaica had won 1-0, it would have been fair. If it was 1-1, if the U.S. won 1, well, the U.S. did win 1-0. Any result that was tight, close, was fair based on the way it played out. And then obviously there's the factor of luck, competency from one goalkeeper like Matt Turner to save a penalty. But overall, I thought it was a good, not a good game, but a good result for the U.S. Not unexpected because I expected the U.S. to start to improve under Pochettino, but we have struggled away. We haven't. The last time we had beaten Jamaica, and Jamaica was in 1994. It's been a
Okay.
while, and during the Berhalter era, we only got one win away in a competitive game. It was against Honduras in World Cup qualifying. That's it. In the whole Berhalter era. And he was there from 2019 till 2022. And then he came back, right, in 2023 at the end of the year.
So
So,
what you're pretty much saying, Pochettino is already better than Berhalter.
well, we knew he was better for sure. You know that, right? Just based on like his career. Like Berhalter flopped in the second division of Sweden. Pochettino, you can say for all you want, like he has had success with certain teams in Europe and failures too, like most coaches, right? If you're not Pep or Jurgen Klopp, you failed with different, no matter how good you are. But um, I'm not saying we're looking better. We looked a bit more creative through central positions. The United States looked a bit tougher too than under Berhalter. Because to pull these results against Jamaica in Jamaica, it's not just about being better than Jamaica. You got to be tough. Like you have to be tough. You have to be nasty. You have to find a way to pull a result. Yunus Musa made a fantastic save with a saving, like a tackle, right? That he actually had to save the
Hmm.
United States in the second half. And I think when it comes to those aspects, yes, we've looked better under Pochettino, at least for this game. But it's not a lot of data that we have yet,
Yes,
right?
small sample size. So the most dominant period of this game from United States would have been the first maybe 7 to 8 minutes.
Hmm.
And no, let me stretch it to 21. Let me stretch it to 21 because you remember even Jamaica opportunity was off a break. So the first 20 minutes, we had Johnny Cardozo on the field. He came off. Oh, what? Because if they were dominant at that period, maybe they would have continued that dominance. Are you're thinking that maybe it would have flipped eventually?
I think it's not really about like Johnny's individual performance. He was doing okay. He wasn't like standing out, giving some stability to the midfield with Tessman, but it wasn't anything spectacular. But it did seem like when he left the game injured, the structure of the midfield got messed up a little bit, right? Tillman didn't really
Hmm.
play well, in my opinion. And then I remember even Tillman was playing in a double pivot with Tessman against
Yes.
Jamaica, and it wasn't working. So Pochettino switched McKennie with him to see if it would work. It still wasn't working. And I think that led to Jamaica balancing out the game. And then in the second half, I would argue that Jamaica actually outplayed the US in the second half. First half, I think the US was mostly better, like you said, for the first 20 minutes. Then after
Hmm.
that, it was pretty even. I wouldn't say Jamaica was better, but in the second half, Jamaica is quite noticeably different. What sucks for the United States here is this. So we didn't bring Tyler Adams, which would be the starter over Johnny, or the immediate replacement right now if Johnny was fully fit and Tyler couldn't play the full 90. Then the other player that would be there would be Aiden Morris. He's also injured and out. So essentially, Pochettino can play Tillman again, which didn't really go too well. Or he can try Busio, which honestly I thought Busio played a bit better than Tillman when he came on. So it could be either one. Maybe he'll go with Gianluca Busio and Tessman. Those two played together for years with Venezia, right? 2 seasons with Venezia.
Mm-hmm.
So there would be some chemistry there. That might be the best option. Or maybe he drops McKennie deep and have Busio as the 10. Or hear me out. This might be another thing that could screw over Jamaica. He takes Yunus Musa out of the right wing. Tim Weah will be back and play in the right wing. And then Tessman and Musa play in the midfield with McKennie ahead of them. That might be another.
Because we forgot that we had Weah out. So that adds something completely different to the table. Okay, so you don't have so much problems if Johnny is not available. That's what you're pretty much saying.
There are alternatives, right? You put Musa mostly played for the U.S. as a central midfielder throughout his career so far.
Yes.
Including good performances against Jamaica in World Cup qualifying, especially the home one. So you could just move Musa to the midfield with Tessman. I don't think Musa has the same passing as Johnny, or maybe he's not as press resistant at times, but he can progress the ball forward, dribbling into space. He can do it. He has the threat of long shots, even though he hasn't really scored a long shot for the United States. But Musa is a very capable midfielder. So you can play Tessman and Musa, and then Weah's on the wing. And I can assure you, Weah is definitely more dangerous than Musa on the wing. So even if we lose a little bit on the midfield, we're still going to be much more dangerous on the right wing.
All right. So the big question everyone would want to ask you: can Jamaica shock United States in United States?
The question is, can or will they? Because can, of course, they can.
It will. Let me put the will in. Will they? Because they just had a lot of problems, explain yourself out. So will they shock them?
Yeah, if you ask can, I would say, of course they can, right? It's 11 humans versus 11 humans.
No. And you sure you said they have no chance. So that means I should have asked can, because
Look, when your odds are below 5%, that's pretty much none. But to say Jamaica is 100% out is nonsense. They obviously can go through. Do I think they will go through? No. If you told me right now you have to put all the money you have into one team, I would put it on the United States to go through, and I wouldn't really be nervous about it. I really wouldn't.
Okay.
It's like, hey, if the US loses, you have to give away your car. Look, I think I would take it, because I find it very unlikely that Jamaica will pull through. I think the U.S. will be a bit better this game playing at home. You know how the U.S. is at home, much better team. Players will be more comfortable. Tim Weah being back will help the U.S. quite a bit.
The pitch will be better.
And Jamaica won't have Holgate. I don't know how much that hurts you, but I think it would hurt you. You do have Mikel Antonio back, which...
Yes, we have Deshaun Bernard. We actually have the best informed centre-back on the bench. Okay. But you always know that they found ways to messed up. So I don't know what's going on. But Deshaun Bernard will have no choice to play now, because he might be too good not to play the last time. So I think he has no choice more than to play this time. So I think we have some pieces. And Aiden got some game time. He looked nice. So Aiden comes back in, Deshaun Bernard comes back in, and Mikel Antonio comes back in.
But let me put it to you this way. We talked about how the U.S. hadn't defeated the United States. Sorry, the U.S. hadn't defeated Jamaica in Jamaica since 1994.
Yes.
What about Jamaica defeating the U.S. in the U.S., right? Jamaica struggles against the United States in the United States quite a bit.
In general. We just won 3 times out of 34 meetings.
Yeah. So that's what I'm telling you. The Jamaica struggles in general. In Jamaica, they do a bit better against the U.S. I mean, you guys tied us in World Cup qualifying 1-1, and I thought that Jamaica should have won that game, because
with the header from Damian Lowe.
They should have won. To be fair, they should have won. But now the game is at home. We've seen the U.S. dominate Jamaica at home multiple times. Even in 2023, you guys brought most of your best players in the Gold Cup, and the U.S. had like an MLS team. Yeah, and it was 1-1.
That's true. So that was the most disappointing game for me, because I came on your stream and I felt so confident that Jamaica would have won. That's the first time in my life, and they
Well,
let me down.
and I agreed with you at the time. I thought, look, I think Jamaica were actually the favorites for that game, but they didn't show up, and then they tied the MLS-based American team. So to your question again, can Jamaica go through still? Of course they can. If you're playing, there's still a chance. Will they go through? No. I think it's over. I think the U.S. will advance. My question is this: will the U.S. perform well and dominate Jamaica, get a good 2-3-0 win, or will the United States just go by scrapping a 1-0 result again? Personally, I think the United States needs to make a statement win for this one. They got a 1-0 win away, which to me that was fine. Found a way to win in Jamaica, which is a very tough environment to beat Jamaica in Jamaica. And the United States found a way to get a 1-0 win. I was fine with that. Now, in the United States, the United States needs to impose themselves. And we talked about this before the stream, right?
Mhm.
Why else do I think it's over? It's much easier in soccer to defend than it is to attack. The best players are the attackers because you have to create, you have to take the initiative. It's always tougher. That's why when a better team plays against a worse team, the worst team chooses to defend. Otherwise, every worst team would choose to attack. Am I wrong about that?
Okay. Oh, yeah, you have a point. You have a point
Yeah.
right there. Yeah.
Look, I know it sounds very oversimplified what I'm saying, but that's factual. If you're the worst team, you're mostly going to choose to defend because it's easier to defend than it is to
And
attack.
we need to put it in context as well. When you're coaching, they tell you told you to build from the defense. So if your team is not good, you're gonna always try to have a better defense than even forwards because you have to build your plans into stopping goals and
I
then and let your forward work it out up front.
I have also never seen an underdog story with shit defenders. They
He's
always
never
have
gonna
good
never
they always
win.
have good defenders. They have a good goalkeeper. They build around that, and they're able to at least
Yes,
be
that's how it
effective.
goes.
So my question to you is this: that's another reason to put it against Jamaica. Is this Jamaica team capable of going into the United States and taking the initiative against the United States? Because that's what they have to do. If the game ends 0-0, the United States advances. Jamaica
Yes.
has from minute one to go after a goal. And even if people pull up the Nations League game, the reason Jamaica was able to go to extra time that game, one, they got unlucky, obviously, with the own goal, but they also got lucky with a very early goal. And then they sat back
Yes.
and defended against the U.S., and they did a good job, but it wasn't enough. So has Jamaica shown any evidence that they can come into the United States, take the initiative, and beat them? I haven't seen that.
In this same game, they started with a five pretty much at the back, but yet still they transferred it so fast. They were braver to get in United States off, but the problem is they never got close to the players. So even though their intention was right, and I was satisfied with their attitude, I like it. I don't believe that they got close to you enough for me to believe that they can come. They will want to do so, but I don't believe that they can go there and get closer to them. They were on their patch and they couldn't get closer to them. So I think I can't see Jamaica get the advantage over United States from day one, from minute one. I think it's going to be a grind out to try get even within the first half, if not the second half, and maybe the game will be past them by that time because they never stopped United States from stop creating in this game. It doesn't matter what I think about the performance. Right throughout the game, United States always passed Jamaica's lines. The entire game, even when Jamaica had their opportunity, they still passed them. So I am not so confident at all. I
No,
gave Jamaica a 25% chance still.
that's high.
I know you're gonna say it's too high still. You know what? I had to. I like the intention. So
I
25%. It's
I give
70. You are
them I
giving
give them 5.
75%.
I give them 5 at most. I think the odds are very low. If I had to pick a prediction for this game, I'll probably say a 2-0 US win. I think that's what it will
2-0.
be.
All right. Oh my God. All right. So guys, Filippo says 2-0, and he thinks my 25% that I had
There it is.
said to you guys, he said it's way too high. He gives them a 5%. So please give us what you think, like the percentage,
Yeah,
and give
but
us
hold on,
your
JD,
prediction.
before you go, guys, try not to be delusional. Be rational about it. Sure, you can. There's a difference. No, but seriously, there's a difference between what you want to happen and what you
And what
factually
will.
think. You
Yes.
want, if you're a Jamaican fan, you want Jamaica to win, and you're going to believe they can win.
Yes.
But if you're
True.
going to be rational about it, you can't put Jamaica with high odds of advancing. You can't. Like, if you're
But
going to be rational.
the sad thing is, at 20 to 25%, and I had Mikel Antonio, Deshaun Bernard, and Oldgate coming in, and we had Ravel Morrison added to the list. But I never wanted to mention this in the video because it's you. Ravel Morrison added to the squad. Give me something, Filippo. Give me some confidence. Ravel Morrison added to the squad. So we have 4 new players coming in. Does that not put something on the 5%?
No,
God.
it doesn't, because also the guy wasn't even there. He wasn't training there with the team. Why wasn't there to begin? Why wasn't he there to begin with? I do think Tim Weah will be a big upgrade for the U.S. on the left wing. The U.S. will be playing at home, which is probably the only time the U.S. has been consistently decent to good, even under Berhalter. So no, I look, I'm not trying to sound arrogant here. I said it before. If Jamaica had beat the United States in Jamaica, I would say they were even the favorites to go through. And if it was 1-0 Jamaica, I would say they would be the favorites to go through, because they can sit back, defend, and hit in the counterattack. On the counterattack, I'm just being fair here. I said before camp that if Jamaica didn't beat the United States in Jamaica, they were pretty much done. And if they lost, to me, they were done. They lost, so they're done to me.
All right, people. So give me your percentage. And Americans, please give me your percentage as well. I want to see if you have the same as Filippo. All right, so Filippo, thanks yet again. I know that you're a busy man, but massive respect for that yet again. I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong.
But but be real. Do you think
kind of go with you? You know,
before we close, do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I'm wrong?
I don't think you had said nothing wrong. Maybe I would put more on the percentage, because I had said 20 to 25%, because we have Mikel Antonio, Deshaun Bernard, and we have a better Aiden coming in, which those are all quality footballers. So I wanted to. I know that it's a higher percent. So I think you're wrong on the 5%. If you had gone up to 15%, I would have conceded to the 15, but they don't want to move from 5%. And you can't disrespect Mikel Antonio like that. Antonio gives me some confidence, all right?
Okay, good luck then. Good luck there on Monday.
All right, bye-bye, people.